The champ is here! Yeah, I'm not talking about John Cena, I'm talking about the Stanley Cup champions. They have awakened and have tied the series 2-2. Now, if you were hanging out with me a little bit earlier before this game, we did a Vancouver Canucks pre-game hype stream where we sat around, we chilled, we talked about the Canucks. We had Streamlabs problems, and I actually think I did fix them up for tomorrow's Habs stream, so if you're looking forward to that, then please give me another chance over here. But if you were in that chat with the rest of us, you would have seen a common theme going on between me and a few of the other people that were talking about this hockey game. And the common consensus on Game 4, which is the game that the Vancouver Canucks just lost, by the way. Yeah, okay, just to get the formalities out of the way, the Vancouver Canucks lost 3-1 to the St. Louis Blues in game number 4. It's tied 2-2. We said in our chat that the winner of Game 4 would probably win the series. And that is also what I said as well. That's what my buddy S7 said. That's what all my friends in the group chat have been saying. Whoever wins Game 4, they're going to win the series. If Vancouver wins, they're up 3-1. And the Vancouver Canucks all of a sudden need to win one game out of the next 3. And the likelihood of them losing was not really all too great because, hey, they would have had momentum, they would have had a lot of opportunities, and it would have been their series to lose. However, if the Blues won, which they did, then in our little twisted heads, our Vancouver Canucks fan-oriented minds, we said that it would have been over. And the reason it would have been over would have been because the St. Louis Blues would have had momentum. The Blues would have awakened as the Stanley Cup champions from last year, and the bad Blues team that wasn't able to score any goals in the third period in the round robin, that ended up losing 2 straight games to Vancouver, that team would have been gone. And man, we saw today that poor St. Louis Blues team, boy, they're gone. The Blues have awakened and reignited. They've come out of hibernation and they've started controlling the game like we know a Stanley Cup caliber team can. But Lego, does that mean that you're saying the Vancouver Canucks don't have the possibility of winning 2 straight and taking the series 4-2? Obviously not. That's not what I'm going to say here. If the Canucks win 2 straight, they win Game 5, they win Game 6, boom, it's a done series, they go to the second round, I'd be happy as a lemon. But that's just not what my heart says, man. My heart says now that the Blues have the momentum, the Blues have the mojo, the Blues have become the better team, and ultimately now, the power is in their hands. The playoffs, especially in the NHL, they're all about momentum. Who gets hot quickly? Who gets their streak going? These are the teams that end up doing well and that end up going far. And you know, after yesterday's loss, I was like, in my head, the Blues, they're one step away from just being completely back in the series and giving the Canucks a hard time. And we saw that right away at the very beginning of the hockey game. The Canucks, they had their chances, they had a power play, but they just couldn't convert, man. 10 minutes in, Louis Eriksson had a wide open net in front trying to do a little wraparound, but he missed it completely. The Vancouver Canucks power play at this point, they're just passing it around. The St. Louis Blues legitimately found themselves the proper ways on how to defend Newell Brown's passing system from Petey, Miller, Besser, Bo, Quinn, and the boys. And I get it, the Canucks had their good passing plays. They had control, they had opportunities to shoot, but they were just getting blocked out by the Blues. They did a really good job at tracking the Canucks forwards and D on the power play, and making sure that Quinn Hughes at the top of the umbrella wasn't able to get a clear pass away to a high dangerous area. And the first period was kind of where the Canucks offense really looked good in some areas. I will say that. The 649 line had some really, really good looks. Elias Pettersson had some really nice nifty dangles on the boards, avoiding checks and dodging and weaving, finding other guys in the slot. Besser had an early chance on the doorstep. He got denied since he wasn't able to elevate it over Jake Allen. But you know, once the Ryan O'Reilly goal went in, yeah, that's kind of where everything kind of stopped. It was a beautiful play. Pietrangelo drives it off the end boards. It pops out in front. O'Reilly is there for the rebound. It's similar to the Bieksa to Lapierre Game 5 goal against Boston in 2011. And I guess I probably should stop bringing up 2011 because it may manifest some bad energy. But in the second period, the Canucks actually get on the board. They tie the game up quickly. It's Edler with a drive from the point and JT Miller who tips it down low glove. And at this point, I'm like, yes, okay, good. The Canucks were good in the first period. They had opportunities to actually score, but they didn't. This goal in the second period is marking the moment where they're going to start cashing in. Let's see it, Vancouver. And then there's a power play. They don't convert, and then the Blues end up having a mini 2-on-none chance, and that gets broken up because Schenn, instead of shooting it, he drops it back into the slot for Markstrom to cover it. And at this point, I'm like, okay, the Blues are getting more chances. Vancouver, please, wake up. Start doing things. Come on, you know you want to do it. And then O'Reilly came in and he scored another goal. Beautiful goal, by the way. He has it on the half boards. He 10-2 pivots himself over to the front of the net. Really good backhand feed. Jaden Schwartz gets a really good rush afterwards. Tanev has a crazy bad giveaway to Perron to get another high-quality scoring chance. The Vancouver Canucks go down on a 5-on-3, and then Edler scores on his own goal. That's not even it. It gets worse. The Blues have a 2-on-1. It's Sundqvist and Schenn versus Jordy Ben. Sundqvist takes a shot. Markstrom makes the save. The second period ends off with a score of 3-1. And the Blues have 17 shots in the period compared to Vancouver's 5. The scoring chances are completely biased towards St. Louis. The zone time, the offensive chances, the high danger passes, it's all there for St. Louis. And the third period starts and that pressure continues. It's a lot more pressure from St. Louis. 3 minutes into the third period, the shots on goal in total for the game were 32-16. They were doubling the Canucks in shots, and the Canucks didn't really look like they even wanted it. Markstrom's skate blade came off, so that was kind of a funny moment. We've been seeing a lot of that throughout these return-to-play games. I'm pretty sure Lehner had it, and then I think there was another moment earlier in another game too, but I can't really recall off the top of my head. Then the Vancouver Canucks get a few more power plays. They get no goals. Petey takes a slap shot up on the rush. It goes up high and wide. And with about 10 minutes to go in the game, the Canucks just pretty much start killing time off themselves. They go with the good old-fashioned dump and change strategy. Yeah, not the dump and chase, the dump and change, where they dump it in and all forwards except for one go in and they change up, and then the same cycle repeats. The Vancouver Canucks eventually got a power play with 6 minutes left. They got 0 shots on that. The Blues answer the Vancouver Canucks power play because at this point they're up 0 for 6 on the night. Then, with the 6-on-5, there's a lot of good movement, I will say that. And then with the 6-on-4, because there's a power play at the end of the game, with Gunnarsson taking a slash on JT Miller, yeah, there's a lot of movement too, but they just can't get it done. No shots, no nothing. The Vancouver Canucks eventually drop this one. It's 3-1. I know the series is tied. I know it's a best 2 out of 3 at the moment. I know the Vancouver Canucks have the ability to actually come back and win this series. But we were all saying it in the chat, man. The winner of Game 4 has such a big advantage. And to me, the winner of Game 4 is going to win this series. The St. Louis Blues have awoken from their slumber. They are now gracing the hockey world with their presence. And this is a Stanley Cup championship caliber team that we saw on display against Vancouver. It took them 4 round-robin games and 2 games against Vancouver to wake up. But starting in game number 3, we saw it. And I know it's overtime. They could have won either way. If the Vancouver Canucks win in overtime, it's a 3-0 series, or excuse me, it's a 3-1 series right now. I get that. But momentum is so big in playoff hockey that if the Vancouver Canucks are going to stop that momentum, man, it's going to take a miracle. It's gonna take a miracle. Whether the Canucks win in 6 or 7, or they lose in 6 or 7, I'm making my prediction here. I don't think Vancouver is going to win this series, and that is me as a guy who wants this team to win so badly. But I just gotta go with what I see, and what I see is a St. Louis Blues team who is so much better than the St. Louis Blues team we saw in Game 1. The Blues had an answer for everything. The Canucks' most lethal part of their game was the power play, and the Blues completely shut that down. Jake Virtanen, man, I'm sorry, it's your birthday, but he was the guy that was in here that many people were harping on, but there were a lot of Canucks, honestly, that I thought could have been much better. Edler had a bad game, I know he shot that one towards the goal and it went in, I get that, but still, Edler, man. Brock Besser, I honestly thought he could have been much better as well. Antoine Roussel, this guy, the puck dies on his stick, and overall, there are a lot of other things I could say about this team, but for the sake of keeping things sane and holding off until the next game, I guess we'll just end things off over here. But in my opinion, the champ is here, the Blues are here. For the Canucks, it feels like their time is up. The Blues, their time is now. I know it's only tied, and I want this team to win so badly, but with every bone in my body that I just used to watch this hockey game, I can't say that I think the Canucks are still going to win. So talk to me in the comments below what you thought about this game. I hope you enjoyed this video. 99, and bye.